it.
Wendy, did my son sign on yet?
I would no.
Do you see Kylie or Joe?
What would they be
I
under?
think it would be under.
I'm here. Kylie's here.
Really?
Joe will be here in 1 minute.
Oh, good.
Hi, where are you?
Okay.
Let me see.
I'm over here.
Hi.
Joe's coming. He's with the dog.
Okay, so we'll wait for
Okay. Oh gosh. Okay, my grand doggy. What was that?
no, perfect. So we'll wait for him.
Okay.
So in the meantime, let me just make sure everybody's muted. So guys, if anyone has a question, just type it in. You see the chat on the bottom? Just type the question and I'll be able to see it, just because we don't want to interrupt Olimpia while she's talking. And if there's a question that I'll interrupt her if I think we need to do that straight away, or I'll keep track of all the questions and ask her at the end. Also, if anybody decides after this that they want the Zoom recording, no problem, just let me know. If you have, a lot of you have already paid for that. If anyone hasn't, it's just $10 extra. And then what else? I think that's all I want. And so I just, for this class, I know we said that it's an angel card training, but if for any of you that know Olimpia, it's so much more. You know, this is really it's kind of like a spiritual development class. And what Olimpia said in the beginning is that everybody who's here is meant to be here. For some reason, you were guided to take this class tonight. So you're going to get something out of it, whether it's a message or you're going to really, like, I know a lot of you on this call are very intuitive already. I just want to make sure everybody's phones are muted. So just again, if you have a question, like I said, just type it. And then Olimpia, thank you for doing this, honey. I'm excited because I've never even thought about reading angel cards, but I've got my cards right here. And like Olimpia said, if you don't have them, it's okay, because besides you can get the Zoom recording, she's going to be talking about so many things. So Olimpia, go ahead, love.
Hi, everybody. I'm so happy that everyone is here tonight. And, you know, I was talking to Wendy today, and in lieu of everything that's going on in the world, I suggested that we begin with a meditation to send healing to the entire earth, to the world. You know, healing in numbers works. And I just spoke to another light worker today, and I said, you know, with your group, please do that. And she said she has done it, and I told her, just continue. It has to be a continual thing. So every week we'll begin with the meditation. It's only a few minutes, and if you feel guided to do this at home during the week, that would be wonderful, because we need peace, world peace, actually. So there is there's no coincidences. I was out on my deck, I was meditating, and I turned my phone on, and I was looking at my emails, and I saw this email from Hay House. Is anybody familiar with Hay House? Yeah, so I have to share this with you because it pertains to the meditation that we're going to go into. I took a photo shot of it. Okay, hold on, let me get it. It says, this is by Louise Hay. I love her. It says, by embracing faith instead of fear, we become an example of love and strength needed to help change the world. Peace was never won with violence, and faith has never been met with darkness. Let us become the deliverers of hope through our intention to make the world a better place. Isn't that beautiful?
So beautiful and perfect right now.
That fell into my lap just a few minutes ago. So it was meant for us to hear, all of us. So it's on the email I got from Hay House. I'm sure it's on that website if you'd like to have it, or I can send it to you guys.
Yeah, we'll do a follow-up email, and something like this will have on it and a couple of extra things. So that's perfect. Okay. I'll include that.
Okay.
Thank you.
And Wendy, just give me a time frame when I'm getting close to my time to end, so I know, because I can just talk until tomorrow. So.
Got it.
Oh my goodness. So we're going to go into this really nice meditation. I wish I had background music, but it just causes interference. So I'm going to ask everyone to put their feet flat on the ground. If they can take their shoes off, that would be great, just for grounding. Okay. Sit back comfortable in your chair. Place your hands on your thighs or next to your chair. Just relax. Close your eyes. Do your best to clear your thoughts. Take a deep breath through your nose for the count of 4. Hold it for 4. Out through the mouth for 4. Let's do that again. Through the mouth, through the nose. Hold it. Now release all the tension through the mouth. All the stress, all the tension, all the negative. Let's do that again. In through the nose, hold. Out through the mouth. All the tension, release all the negative, all the stress of the day, all the anxiety, out into universe. Release. Now keep your eyes closed. Imagine that big bubble of beautiful white light that just sits above your head. It sparkles, it glows, it comes down through your crown chakra, through your head. It goes through your brain, through your face, through your third eye, into your ears, your jaw, your neck. You feel the warmth of this beautiful light going into your shoulders, down your arms, into your hands tingle. Now this light continues down into your chest. It fills your lungs, your heart. It fills your abdominal area. It goes into your lower stomach, your hips, your thighs, your calves, into your feet. Your feet tingle. Now 3 ribbons of beautiful light, 2 coming from each foot and 1 from the base of your spine. They shoot down into Mother Earth. As soon as it hits the earth, it shoots down so fast. It shoots through all the rocks, all the earth, into the center of the earth, which is a beautiful glow of light. These 3 ribbons turn into roots, like roots of a tree, deep into Mother Earth. The energy now comes up your feet. You feel the tingling in your legs, your thighs, hips, your chest, your face, and it shoots right out the top of your head. Goes all the way past the sky, past stars, into heaven. Now we will take the ribbon of light above our head and below our feet and expand it into this big bubble of light around us. I'd like all of us to imagine a big bubble of light and place it into this earth. We see the earth in front of us. As we place it in the middle of the center of the earth, it opens up and it surrounds the entire earth with this beautiful bubble of white light of healing. It touches every inch of the earth and every person on this earth. It heals, calms, and deflects negativity. Now what I'd like you to do, just sit for a few moments and imagine the earth just healing itself. Everyone calming down, the negative just flushing away into space. Now I'd like all of you to take a deep breath in Hold it for 4. Breathe out. Come back to your chair. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. And when you're ready, open your eyes.
Did we lose Olimpia?
Is everybody back? How was that?
That was
That was
beautiful.
good, right?
Yeah.
If we practice that if we practice that often, it does make a difference. Okay, so we'll begin. If anyone, I don't know if all of you know what I do. I do a lot of different things. I am a psychic medium. I've been like that since I was born. Actually, I got it from my grandmother down the line. So I'm also a Reiki healer, and I do other healing modalities. I do a lot of different things. I'm also a teacher at school. So that is like craziness because all that energy, just comes at me, and I had to learn how to really protect myself and anyone who works in a place with a lot of people. And it's that really know it really, you know why you feel bad, because you're picking up all the stuff off of everybody else. So everyone in this class is an empath. Because you're here, you're an empath. So what we are going to learn is how to deflect that, part of that in the series of 4 classes, how to deflect that and keep ourselves with our own energy. So, people really don't know what intuition really is. Intuition is that gut feeling. It's that feeling that just comes into here, into your solar plexus. It's that hunch that you get that you are absolutely correct. And a lot of us just poo-poo it away. But that initial hunch is right. That's why I tell kids in class, when you don't know an answer to a question, that first question, that answer that comes to you, you say, I think it's that. That's it. That's the one. The same thing when you meet someone. If at first you go, oh, I don't know, but you know what? They seem really nice. That first initial gut feeling, there's something that just didn't mesh with you. There's something, and you find out down the line. So always, always trust that gut. So I looked up intuition on the web, in the dictionary. I don't know if anybody ever did that, but this is what it said. The ability to understand something instinctively. And it had said, I read somewhere that many writers and screenwriters, they're guided by their intuition to write what they write. And a lot of it is channeled. So, and that's also your gut. We all have it, some of us a little more, and we all have different types of intuition. And next class, we're going to learn which ones are our stronger ones. Because some of us have all 4, that's me, of the clairs, they're called clairs. And some of us have other ones that are stronger than others. So some of us will have all of them. Some of us will just have a few and very weak in the others. You can work on that. So we'll explain that in the next week. But it has to be worked on. So it's a bridge between our conscious and our unconscious. So it's really back here. It's our higher self. We all have a higher self, all of us. And a lot of times we don't listen to it because we got all this stuff going on up here. We're making up stories. What if this happens? What if that happens? You're not going to listen to the higher self. You're not going to listen to that gut. You're not going to listen to your intuition of what's going to happen. So the secret is to stop that. So It's never going to just completely go away. Mine doesn't completely go away, even though you're going to work on it until forever. But it's how to control it, because we're human. So how do we control that? We control that by meditation, the deep breathing exercises that we're going to do in a few moments. Also, the cards come into play. That's a modality of validating what you feel. And if you're in a quandary, you don't know where you're going to go, what you need to do, you can pick up the cards, shuffle them, and I'll explain in a little bit how to clear them, because they have to be cleared, and we have to meditate, and we have to be connected and protect ourselves, because we don't want, there's tricksters out there, as we all know. You know, not all the messages come from the light. You want to make sure you only talk to the light. You only want those messages from the light. And that comes with meditation, talking to your guides, connecting with God. And I connect with all the archangels, but everybody connects with someone different. So really, and we really need to trust ourselves. We need to trust what we get. That's the name of the game. So saging is very good too. That also brings a sense of calmness and clarity. Is everybody familiar with sage?
You can just you can do a thumbs up. Yes.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yep. Sage. Okay. All right. So if you don't have sage, because we will be using sage in class. If you don't have any, Wendy has some at the Rosin Salt Cave. And we're going to also be using oils. It's optional, but the oils are very good too. Now, the lavender oil I use during my readings, and the frankincense, these two. But we're going to focus on the lavender. And Wendy has them at her place also, if you don't have it. Lavender is excellent. See, if this COVID wasn't going on and we were in a classroom setting, I'd be sending this around the room. So, and also the sage, but we have to make do. This is very good for calming, the lavender. And also before you give a reading, or you give a reading to yourself, or meditation to find clarity. This is very, very good, the lavender. You just take a little bit, you put it on the palm of your hand, just a couple of drops, not a lot. You don't want it overkill. You rub it together. You can also put the lavender under your feet before you go to bed. It helps you sleep better. And also you could put it in the oil diffuser. I don't know if anybody has that, but it's very good for sleep. So, and then you cup it over your face, and you take your deep breaths. You hold it, and you let it go. What I'd like to do right now, before we get into the cards, I would like to show another technique for deep breathing. It's the 4-4-4, but there's also another one that when we breathe in for 10. We hold it for 4, and we expel for 10. But as we expel the breath, you expel every breath, all the air out from your lungs and your stomach area. That really causes such a great relaxing state of mind. Okay, so that's as if you're having an anxiety attack. The lavender is good too when you feel very anxious. So what we are going to do right now is we're going to close our eyes. Okay. So for the count of 10, we're going to take a deep breath, okay? Take a deep breath for the count of 10. Hold it. Release for 10 through the mouth, slowly. Okay. We're going to do that one more time. Through the nose, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Out through the mouth. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, you can open up your eyes. I'm sure everybody feels very relaxed because that just takes it. If that 444 is not doing it, it should do it. And if you want further relaxation, this is it. This is good to do before you go to bed. It's good for your heart rate. It's good for your blood pressure. It's good for everything. It's even good for connecting. So it's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful technique. Okay, so we all really, before we go into any crowded area, before we do any work with the cards, we need to learn how to protect our chakras and our aura. Because being an empath, you're like a vacuum. You go and you pick up everything that's flying out. So we don't want that. So one of the techniques that I learned from a shaman, it's absolutely wonderful and I love it and I do it so many times a day. I did it before I came on class. The dandelion. I think a few of you know this technique, but I'm going to remind you. The dandelion, you know the one that you pick outside that you blow? Yeah. So that dandelion, imagine that in front of you. It's about this big. It's fluffy. It sparkles. Take that and put it in your solar plexus, which is right here. That is where your gut instinct is. It's yellow. We put it in here 2 inches, and it opens up immediately all around us, okay? Like a big bubble of light, sparkly light. So we state, this bubble of white light of protection sits outside our aura. It sits 12 feet in every direction outside the aura. We seal it with a golden seal of light, and we state that negative energy, dark energy, energy that doesn't serve us for our highest good, that comes near gets zapped and sent back to source with love. And you say, it's done, it's done, it's done, 3 times. Thank you, thank you, thank you. 3 times. It's always 3 times. Then after that, I go to the chakras. I think all of you know about chakras. If you don't know, it's our energy points. Okay? We actually have 12 of them, but there's 7 main chakras. We ask for our chakras, our energy points, to be open to a small flame or where they need to be for protection. And so it's done. That's important. You want them to be in a protective state because that is the sponge. That's where they go first. The energies go there first. They rip through the auric field. So, okay? So that's when you feel a little off. And the sage does the trick a lot of times. If you feel off, you get that sage yourself. Imagine all energies that don't serve you off and out and into Mother Earth, down. Another good thing is Palo Santo. It's a wood stick. Wendy has that also. My Palo Santo. Well, what is that? Do you have it on you?
I have it right next to my bed, love. There you go, everybody.
Does everyone see the Palo Santo she has? Okay. That is wood. It takes a little time to burn, but it's sacred wood. It's a little more powerful than the sage. That's when the sage is not doing the trick. You begin at the top of your head with that wood. You go around your aura, under your arms, each arm, Down your body, between your legs, each leg under your feet, in your back. Don't forget your back. You do that about 3 or 4 times. Relight that wood stick. That is so important for empaths to use. You can also clear a room with that if the sage is not working. Okay? So, that, believe it or not, I do that before I go into a crowded area. If I don't remember, oh boy, you know, I'll feel it. I'll know it. I'm like, I forgot. I forgot. Why do I have a headache? Somebody had a headache here. You know, I did someone's hair this morning, and I forgot to do it because I was in a rush. And all of a sudden, my head was hurting. And I'm like, oh. And she's talking. She goes, I have such a bad headache. I'm like, oh, there you go. I picked it right up. So I had to clear myself. I don't have a headache anymore. I have to clear myself. I'm like, no, hello. So it's a reminder for all of us to do that. It's very important. So I'm looking at my time to make sure I have enough time here to get through all of this. Okay, so we're going to get into the oracle cards. What's the difference between an oracle card? Let me get them. There they are. Oracle cards or tarot. Tarot has 78 cards in it. They're a little scary sometimes because, but they go into, those are people who really read energy. And a lot of mediums don't use those cards. They do, but then they don't. But I have a hard time with it. I actually just finished a whole series of tarot cards because you're really using this, and I use this when I read. So the tarot cards are different. There's 78 cards. They come from the Renaissance time, way back. Even the Egyptians used, they even used oracle cards back when. So they had all different kind of cards. They were so into all of that. So readers date back to the time of Jesus. Jesus was a prophet. That's what he did. That's why he was hung and all of that. So anyway, so these cards are oracle cards. Oracle cards, the difference is the oracle cards are a little softer. They have about 44 cards in a deck. Some of them vary. These have 44. Now, I chose these cards because these were one of the first ones that I used because I felt drawn to it because it's so beautiful. Because we're going to connect with them later tonight. They are so beautiful. The colors are beautiful and they're happy. And generally in a reading, I tell all of my guides, I really don't want to know anything bad. Unless it's something that we can change, then you tell me. But other than that, no one needs to know any of that stuff. So anyway, I get back on track. So I'm going to read what I wrote earlier because I just don't remember a lot of things sometimes. Oracle cards are basically a divination tool to gain insight. They're cards with pictures, symbols, and sometimes words or numbers. These have little inscriptions on the bottom, which is good, but the pictures also tell a story. And also your gut also tells a story. So what it says doesn't always necessarily mean what it is. It's that and plus what your gut is telling you what it is. So I picked up father healing. So this kind of card is the father, someone who's very strong, who's head of the family. That's what I get. And also it could be someone who's passed away, depending on where it lands on the deck and what your question is, okay? So, and it can also mean issues with your dad. You know, something going on with your dad. So, but that's one of the cards that are in the deck. That's just an example. So, so they have the symbols and words and numbers. Sometimes they have numbers on them. They've been around for many centuries. It says, you know, the idea is that the readers, the cards, tap into the universal consciousness of symbolism and archetypes provided by the cards' visual imagery, as well as your own intuitive skills. The The cards offer general guidance, okay? So, especially if you ask a specific question. When you ask a specific question, usually there's so many different layouts. We'll go into that in another class. I lost my train of thought. So there are general guidance. See, that's why I write everything down. General guidance for our personal and spiritual development. Neither the cards nor the reader predict your future as an absolute outcome as such. That's what I forgot to say, and I meant to say. See, all this is a guide. It's not written in stone. Thank goodness on this earth we have choices and free will. There are certain circumstances that you need to get to that point, okay? There are certain areas in life we have to get to. We can trip down, there's a few different roads. We could trip down one road, take that road. You could take the scenic route, which takes a long time to get there, or you can take the direct route. There's so many. So it's really a subconscious choice which one you want to take. So these cards, thank goodness, something comes up, it can be changed. Okay, if you see something that scares you and you're like, I don't know, well, you can change it. You can change your road, but there are certain things that are going to happen no matter what. Okay, so that's what I wanted to say. This is a guide. It's like being in class. You know, we're on school earth. Okay, we're in class, and this is a guide to a test. So, okay, does that make sense? So if the teacher gives us all the answers, we learn it. So there are certain circumstances in life that we're presented, and I know as a reader and as a psychic and a medium, I'll ask. They'll ask me a question. I'll ask, and I'll get nothing. And like they have to decide that. That's an important question for that person to decide. So, okay. So. Let me see what else I'm having. And I wanted to say that what we did before, I know I'm all over the place. Before you pick up these cards, the exercise that I explained before with the dandelion and all the chakras being open to a small flame, all of that needs to happen. Okay, you have to go into a meditation state. So we're going to go into that meditation in a little bit. Okay, I'm going to take you right through it. So, with this deck, and if you have any questions, feel free to just send them because I'll answer them. Okay, with this deck, picks up a lot of energy. Did all of you know that furniture carries energy? Items carry energy. Jewelry carries energy. So when we go garbage picking, you know, when we go pick up furniture somewhere, before you bring it into the house, sage it or Palo Santo it, get all that energy off, whether good, bad, or indifferent. You want to make it yours. Or leave it outside for a little bit before you bring it in the house and then sage it if you can't do it at that point. That's even jewelry. When you buy a piece of jewelry, somebody's holding that jewelry with their energy. I read jewelry from people. I do that also. I've learned that technique and it's very accurate. You pick up that vibration from that and from people who have passed on. So I would love to teach that class also in the future when we're out of this quarantine.
I just added that to the list, love. Don't worry.
Yeah, you did. So I know the time is like a ticking. So the cards. If you have your cards, well, all you guys have homework tonight. The homework is these cards need to connect with us. Okay, so we need to take these cards, take them out of the box, and put them in under our pillow in a little bag, or if we have a little handkerchief or bandana, wrap it up, not in plastic or anything, and place it next to your bed, under your pillow. If it's next to your bed, it doesn't have to be wrapped up. This will connect with you. All our decks need to connect with us. whatever you're working with, whatever modality you're working with, a pendulum, cards, any of that needs to connect, okay? So for the week, the cards will sit in your bedroom, on your nightstand or under your pillow, okay? So, I hope I'm not going too fast. Am I going too fast for you guys?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I hope I'm being clear too. So I want to just make sure I get all the information out for tonight's class. So, and the decks, you'll know the one that's right for you. I meant to say that before when we were talking about the decks. You'll know when you go to the store, you're online and you're looking, you say, ooh, that looks really nice. Especially if you're in the store, you need to see them, okay? This one connects with me. It's just not going to connect with everybody. I have other decks too that connect with me. And they come with this little book, really cool book. It has a lot of the meetings in it, which is very helpful also. I don't really read this book too much, but it's helpful. In the beginning stages, it's very helpful. But really, we go on what we feel these cards mean, okay? So, when we have our deck, we're going to take this out tonight. And is anybody familiar with selenite, the crystals? Okay. If you don't have any, Wendy has some. This is very good. Because what this does, what I do is what I'd like everyone to do is put it on top of the deck every night or every day, whenever it's not in use. What it does, it clears the entire deck. Okay? So, when we have our brand new deck, or before we want to ask a question, at times, really hard, knocks out all the energy. Also, saging it. You get sage, you sage it up, or Palo Santo. You sage it until you feel it's really clear, okay? Every time in between each reading, it has to be knocked out. Doesn't always have to be sage, but every, let's say you're done with everything and the next day you pick it up, you sage it and you knock it out, okay? And I place this on here, the selenite, okay? The selenite also clears other crystals, okay? So
Olympia, Anna just asked a question. She said, should you not touch the cards for a week after? Because you said to put them next to your bed. Should you not touch them?
no, you can. They're yours. You have to connect with them. It's okay. They're yours, okay? So you can. You're supposed to connect with them, okay? What else was I going to say? I was going to say something else and it just went out.
Right.
So it's terrible when that happens. But the cards, I was going to go into the cards. Okay, I know what I was going to do. We're going to go through a very simple ritual. We're going to go into a meditation, okay, to raise our vibration, because it's important to raise your vibration before we ask a question or use our cards, or when we want to find out without the cards, if we want to trust our intuition, where we go. So we're going to go into this meditation that's going to be so helpful to answer our own questions and trust ourselves, okay? So what we are going to do, we're going to go into another meditation. We're going to sit with our feet flat on the ground, okay? We already grounded ourselves. We usually ground ourselves. Close your eyes. We're going to take another deep breath through the nose. Hold it. Release through the mouth. We're going to do that 4 times, but not right now because we've done it twice already. We're going to go through the ritual of the dandelion going into the solar plexus, going around and protecting our aura. Seal it with a golden seal of light. Ask for all our chakras to be open to a very small flame, but enough to receive messages. We are going to invite Archangel Michael, all the archangels, all our guides, our spirit guides, master guides, God, Jesus, Mother Mary. Invite them all for protection and guidance, and for assistance in all our questions. What we are going to do now is we're going to imagine that there are stairs. These beautiful, the staircase is beautiful, it's glowing. It has a beautiful handrail. And each step we go up, we're going to feel lighter. We're going to, it's 10 steps. The first step we step up is 10. We're going to stand there. We're going to see how we feel. We're going to step up to 9. Feel a little bit lighter. We're going to go up to 8. Take another step to 7. We feel lighter. Stress is just melting away. We're going to 6. Feel how you feel. We're going to 5. We're going to 4. Now you feel really stress-free and light. We're going to 3. Take up a step to step 1. Step 2, sorry. And then up to 1. There's a beautiful door in front of us. We're going to open up that door. And when we step through that door, it's beautiful. There's grass. There's trees. We hear the birds. The wind is lightly blowing. We walk with our bare feet through the grass. We feel the grass in our feet. We're walking to this beautiful white bench. And in front of this bench is a waterfall. It's beautiful with beautiful flowers wrapping around the white bench. We sit down at the bench. We invite our team over, Archangel Michael, all our guides, spirit guides, master guides, God, Jesus, Mother Mary, all the archangels. Invite them over and ask them for assistance in your questions and for validations. And only messages from the light, no tricksters. And as we sit there, we ask them a question. Just wait, they will answer. If they don't answer now, they will answer. We ask for clear and accurate messages in the work that we are doing. And protection. We're now going to get up and thank them, say thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and stay with us throughout the reading. We walk back to the door. You open the door. You close the door. We descend down the stairs. We get to the bottom. We come back to our chair. We wiggle our fingers, we open our eyes. That's how we raise our vibration. That's how we release some stress also. And we meet our guides for answers. You can ask them anything. And I suggest when we do that is to have a pen and paper with you when you're in that chair and write down what they say. Even if it sounds crazy, just write it down, because what happens is they're answering. Okay? And if the first time it doesn't happen, you don't hear anything, don't worry. It's because your mind is taking over. This is an exercise. You do it again and again and again. That's how you build your intuition and your trust. Now we are ready for our cards. Take them. We knock all of the energy out and we open them up and we place them on our hearts. And we ask for clear and accurate messages And whoever doesn't have the deck, we're going to do this when we get them. Okay? You ask only messages from the light, and that there's clear and accurate messages. And you say thank you. We close them up. And we are ready to begin. We're not going to do this tonight, but our homework is to take each card, look at it during the week, look at it, and connect with it. Take each card, look at it, and connect with it. Each card, touch each card, and really look at it. Look at the picture, look at the words, look at it all. And take your time. I would do a few a day. You know, I would do that to just connect with that deck, okay? It's so, so important to call in your guides and for protection. And when we're done with our questions, when we're done, we say thank you. Thank you, and you say that it's done, and we thank them. We always say thank you, thank you, thank you. It's always 3 times. Always, always, always. Let me see if I forgot anything. Let me see. I gotta go for my paperwork. Okay, we did that. Did that. Okay. All right, we did everything. That's good. Okay. So everyone is going to connect cards. That's what we're going to do. Wendy, if you can open up, if whoever has a question.
So we're going to start with Dariana. Anyway, she had asked her, what happens if you don't have somebody to speak to? Or like who? She wants to know who speaks to us. What if she doesn't have someone close to her who died?
You can unmute her.
Okay. So Dariana, if I don't see you, honey, there you are.
Hi.
Dariana, where are you? I saw you, but now you're gone. Oh, there she is. Honey, you're muted. You have to unmute us. Oh, there you are. Okay, hi.
Okay, well, my name is Luz. Dariana is my daughter, and this is her laptop.
Oh, okay.
So I've been blessed in that I don't have anyone close to me that has passed.
Thank goodness.
And so I want to know, who would I connect with?
Your guides, what we did before. We're going to do this again next week. The guides, you're going to connect with your guides. We don't connect with our loved ones all the time. We connect with our guides, the archangels, if you feel drawn to that, but it's always our guides. Okay. We talk to our guides. We all have our guides. We have our guardian angels. Those are the people that help us every day. Okay? So that, I hope that answered your question.
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Ladies, anybody else have questions? Because this is the time to ask, anything you want.
So,
Now,
you muted?
Yeah, Joyce, go ahead.
No, so the meditations that you went over tonight, Olimpia, which were so beautiful, but are we going to do them again just to practice them? The same thing that you taught us, like the next lesson, can we kind of do it again so we really learn
we
them?
are. We are. We're going to do them every class.
Okay, good. Perfect.
Every class I plan to do that. And every class is going to be something different. You're going to learn more. Because you can't be overloaded with just in an hour with everything. So every class is going to be a little bit more and something a little different. Okay? So, and if I've repeated myself, that means Spirit's saying that you need to hear it again. Okay? So just know that. So, you're talking about both meditations, the meditation to the earth, to the world.
Yes, and then you did one with the solar plexus, and sometimes my mind wanders.
Dandelion.
That's okay because.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What were you going to say?
No, I was going to say you did one. You explained something about the solar plexus and asking for the questions from the solar plexus, and my mind, sometimes wanders. I don't remember all the specifics of it. So if we go over that stuff again in the next class, that would be really good.
I will, absolutely. Absolutely, without a doubt. I was planning on doing that anyway, because I know With me, I need to do it again and again in order to get it.
Yes.
I need to hear it, see it, and
do it physically. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, yes, the answer is yes.
Good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Olympia, I want to ask you a question now. You had said that when you do a reading, that a lot of the things, you said things are not, there's like a destiny, and then there's messages. Like we can change anything unless it's destiny. That's what you had said,
Yes.
right?
Absolutely.
So so that's something to like explain to people, that even if you see something, you know, we have choices too. Some things are predestined, but you can change so many things in your life.
Absolutely. You know, it's called choices and free will, what we were speaking about before. You know, thank goodness that we have them. Thank goodness, you know, and I didn't realize that until I did this work, that there are choices and free will in this world.
Right.
So the events that need to be at the end of your road is going to happen no matter what. I'm not saying anything bad. It's usually a good destination. 9 times, it's always a good one. So, but the problem is people have hard times and hard lives is because they're choosing to take the hard road down.
Yeah.
And then bumping into walls all the way down. So they're not listening. They're not learning their lessons. We all have lessons here on this earth. If we don't learn them, if we do not recognize them, what happens is it'll present itself again in the same lesson, different person, different situation, same lesson. It's our job to do our homework here on this earth and recognize what they are. Okay? See, what with me was choosing same people in my circle, the same people in my circle. They were different people, but the same lessons were presenting themselves until I said, you know, I know what that is. Gotta go. It didn't feel right. I felt uncomfortable around them. So that was it.
Thank you. That makes sense. And actually, Michelle, you have a really good question. Come on in, honey. You're unmuted.
Okay, yes. I wanted to know, like, why I feel nervous and okay at the same time.
Okay. The reason why you feel nervous and okay is that the nervousness coming in is the energy that you feel out there, but okay is because you're okay with yourself. But that's all the other energy coming in. You need to protect yourself. Okay? That's the anxiety. And that's where the lavender oil comes in, the sage. And sage also gets rid of the bacteria in the air. I don't know if everybody knew that. That's very good too. It's good as an air purifier, but that's why you feel nervous. You're feeling other energies around you. So what we learned tonight is a good exercise for you to practice. Okay?
Okay.
Guys, does anybody else have any other questions? Are you all? Who's that?
Daniela does.
Daniela, what's your question?
Well, I kind of already sort of asked you this before a little bit, but as far as clearing your spaces, you know that I clear constantly, especially in my bedroom, and yet there are times where I still see energy in the middle of the night. What is the next step as far as clearing energy that seems to get past those 2 steps?
They are very resistant. They don't want to leave. They want to hang out because they like your energy. So, it's called boundaries. They need to go. There's an exercise that can be done that I've done at your house already. Mm-hmm. It's a big disc of light, because if we sage and just sage the house without doing certain things before, they're going to get mad. They're going to start moving things. They're going to start playing games because they're mad. They're like, yeah, you want me to leave? I don't want to leave. I like it here. So they just lost, and they need someone to get them to the other side. So what has to happen, and this is good for everyone here, imagine a big disc of light above your home. The light is larger than the property. you turn that, you twist it, okay? It's spiraling now, it's turning. You take it and you pull it. You imagine it pulling it through the house and saying, any energies that are not from the light need to lead by the power of I am. And it goes all the way down into Mother Earth. And then you seal off Mother Earth like this. You do that like 3 or 4 times. It kind of weakens the energy. Then you go in and you call upon Archangel Michael and you get them the heck out. Okay, because they're at a weakened state if they haven't already gone. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And Olympia, how often would you sage? I know you said about saging the cards and Palo Santo. Would you just anyway sage like your surroundings and yourself once a week, would you say?
Whenever you feel that you need to.
Okay.
And being intuitive like we all are, we know. We know. And I know my house needs to do it. I have to do it now for my house. And I just have to find the time and just do it. So, okay. I had, oh my goodness, in my kitchen here, I do hair in my house also. And there was a beer bottle. I had people over the night before. I had family over. At the end of the, imagine this is the counter, right? It was here. It wasn't even here. Here. I'm washing the dishes. It starts to rock back and forth by itself. Falls off onto the floor. Didn't break. I went, are you kidding me? So I had to drop everything and clear it out. So, you know, they're going to give you signs that they're there. And they're not there. They can't hurt us. The other side, these people cannot hurt us. They're lost. They are people who are in that in-between stage. When we pass away, we leave our bodies, and there's the astral plane, okay? And if we interview anybody and they have people who have passed on and came back, they watch themselves. Okay, that's the in-between stage. And then you're supposed to go to your loved ones that come and say, hey, come on. Some of them go, no, I'm not done here. So they choose to stay in between. And they walk around, they see us, but we can't see them. So they get upset. So that's the story with that. That's why they go to people who they know can hear them or pick up on them because they are crying out for help. So they're not bad. They just need to be cleared. And they knock things over because they're like, hello, I'm here. Hello. So I hope that brought clarity and to release the fear. You know what ego is. Ego is edging God out. And that's fear. Fear, it really, really clouds everything up. It is not a good state to be in. Now, I know when we have fear, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm a little nervous, but you have to talk yourself out of it. It's not a good place to be. That's when all the negative comes to you. Bad, bad, bad. So remember that ego is edging God out. And that ego is always fear-based, okay? So we're human, we have ego. There is some sort of ego, but to keep it at bay, okay? So, any other questions, please ask.
Jody, I have to unmute yourself. Okay.
Thank you.
Yes.
So every night, about the same time every night, my cat goes to this one particular place in my apartment and meows, like for a while. It's consistent. And so, and then one night I was up late and I walked down that hallway and I felt as though I bumped into something. I didn't see anything, but I just felt this, like I bumped off of something. So is that like, is that a sage situation? Like I should.
Mm-hmm. You brought somebody in. They're not bad. I'm going to tell you, whoever's in your home is just looking to move over to the other side. And they know that you're very sensitive. So that's what needs to happen. Put that circular light and bring it through your apartment a few times, like 3 times, and then go around and open the windows. Do you know how to sage?
No, I've never done it before.
Okay, easy. You go in a room, you close the door, you open a crack in the window, and from the door, you get the sage. Make sure you have it on a plate or a bowl, a ceramic bowl, something that won't burn. And with your hand, when you light it, you blow it. All right, when it's lit, you blow it, so it gets very smoky. And you take it and you start in the corner of the room from the door, and you move your way over to the window to release the energy out the window. But call in Archangel Michael, call in your guides for assistance. And I would also state that energy that doesn't reside or belong in this home needs to leave. By the power of I am, it needs to leave. Okay? Anything that's not from the light goes. So do that in each room, and you'll be okay. So, and then when you're all done, do you have incense?
No.
No incense, that's okay. I would imagine a bubble of pink light going into each room after you're done. So it encases it with a very positive energy. Okay?
Anybody else have any questions?
Oh, Danielle, look at the dog. Does everyone see that little baby?
Oh, yeah.
So sweet.
Which one is that, Danielle?
This one's Alfie.
Oh.
So, Olimpia, so I wanted to say something else. Like you speak about bringing the
Finding
angels.
out tomorrow, so he knows.
What was that, Wendy?
You talk about bringing the angels in. What I do all day long. I work with so many people. And I work with so many psychics, and I am constantly like protecting myself. And what I do is I bring the angels in all the time.
Good.
I always put Archangel Michael on my right, Archangel Gabriel on the left, Archangel Uriel in the front, and Archangel Raphael in the back. I ask for God above me and the angels below me. I do that every morning and every night. And I also put in the people that I love or someone I want to protect. I put them in the circle with me. And I do that all day long. So the angels are there, you know, for the readings, but also for our own like self-protection. For me, if my daughter's going driving and I feel nervous, I'm quickly ask the angels to like surround her car. You know, if you really believe that everything's energy and you have this understanding that they are, you know, we are guided and we do have this divine guidance around us, they want us to ask for help. So I do that all the time. So what you're saying, you know, and even in doing these readings, it's so important because why not bring in your army? You know, we're not alone. We don't have to be alone. So bring the whole army in to help. That's the only way I would be reading these cards, because I know that I have, you know, protection, and it only comes from a good place. And everyone in this call comes from that place. I can feel it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we all find and that's so beautiful, Wendy. That is perfect. You know, everybody's going to take what they learn and they're going to go off into what works for them. So everybody's unique. So you're going to find your path. You're going to find what works for you. And who you're going to call in and how you're going to call in your guides and for protection. Okay. Everybody's unique. Everybody's got a special gift. So anybody else have questions?
Don't be shy, guys. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so what we're going to do is a reminder. We're going to take the cards out of the box. We're going to put them on our nightstand, and with the selenite on top. If you don't have selenite, don't worry about it. You could sage them. You know, if you don't have sage, don't worry about it. Knock it out. But you're supposed to knock this out anyway, the energy, and just place it on your bedstand or under your pillow. But during the week, look at each card, connect with each and every card, touch every card. Even if you do it 2 or 3 or 4 times, it's fine. look at all the cards, because we're going to discuss that next week. Okay? And we're going to be pulling cards next week. Okay?
So guys, if anyone wants, I know a bunch of you have signed up for all of the whole 4 series. If anyone wants to sign up, you know, you can either text me or you can go online. Everything's on there. And thank you, Olimpia. I mean, I learned a lot, which I love. You do so many things. I mean, I've got 10 more classes I want to take with you right now.
Thank you. I have so much up here. I have all these ideas. You know, and we never stop learning.
Yeah.
I still take classes because every teacher you learn something different from.
Sure.
So there's many teachers out there. Okay, I thank you. And I'm looking forward to seeing everybody next week. And we have a lot of stuff to do. And I'm so curious to see how you felt about looking at each card. And if you want to jot down some notes on what you thought what card meant, you could do that too. Okay?
Thank you, Olimpia, ladies. Thank you all. Sending you lots of love and hugs, and hope to see you all soon.
Yes, thank you guys. I'll see you next week. Okay? Bye.
Bye.